Two girls, no farms. Two girls, no farms.
Okay, sit down so I can see your bun. There you go, that's good. Is that good, or do you...
Damn it, that pineapple bun. It's so tall.
There you go.
All right. Oh, should I put my glasses on? Look real smart. No. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Two Girls.
No fucks.
And, hold on, let's do it again because my straps are like this and I look at that so bad.
No good. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Two Girls.
No fucks.
And today's topic is...
Road rage!
Road rage!
Road rage!
I shouldn't say it like that. Road rage!
Road rage! Yeah!
What's your experience with road rage?
First off, I'm excited to talk about it with you because we've had conversations over the years about it, and I really enjoy your perspective and have put into action a lot of the things you've said about it in terms of the mindfulness, which I'm sure we will discuss.
Yes.
So my experience with road rage is I don't have any. Like, I don't, but I think it's a lot to do with being friends with Kim and the things she said to me in my life. I am not a big driver. I don't drive often, and anyone that knows me will say I drive like an elderly person who would, I think, is a great driver. I just drive with caution. I tend to go the speed limit, if not a couple underneath. I'm never in a hurry, and if I am, like, I just accept the reality of me being late. So yeah, I don't get angry, and I actually do get quite bothered if anyone I'm driving with shows any signs of it. It makes me very uncomfortable because I've been in car accidents in my life.
Yeah.
Some of them were my fault. Some of them not. I've been rear-ended and stuff. And so I just take it very seriously when I'm on the road in a vehicle. And I also put a lot of trust in the person driving if I'm not driving. So I want to feel comfortable. And I don't like it if people are driving with emotion.
How's Jeremy?
He is a great driver. I have so much trust in him, but like he likes to do a lot of narrating of his driving.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but it's not just. It could be considered complaining at some. We have a bit about it when we're in the car together because he likes to talk a lot about the merging.
Oh yeah.
The correct process of merging.
Yes.
The zipper effect.
Yes.
And not everyone is on the same page about merging, and I hear about that a lot when I'm in the car with him, and then just...
shout out Jeremy, you're absolutely right.
And he's very observant if people are not following their thing. And he also likes to say often when we're on the highway that everybody should get their driver's license retested like more often in their life.
Yeah.
And my response is always like, I would hate that because I probably wouldn't pass.
And cash grab.
Yeah. But he's very, so I guess he's very diligent about his driving and would wish that everyone was the same.
Nice, Jeremy. Shout out. I'm passionate about, I'm not passionate about road rage. I'm passionate about talking about road rage because I feel like I am a reformed ex-past road rager.
I could never imagine you.
Oh my gosh.
But
one of my best, I've got so many. I've got, like, some of them are fucking scary. Like, how, like, I was such an angry person in general. You're right. But, one of my top road rage stories involves me.
Yeah.
In full-on traffic in Montreal. Almost next to another car with a full milkshake. The God must have been smiling down on me that day because I wouldn't say I have the best aim in the world, but I somehow managed to get my full milkshake across my passenger side window into his window.
It was across the passenger side.
Oh yeah, because nobody was with me. It was just me, and I was so pissed. I was like, threw my milkshake at an angle, and it landed right in his lap.
What?
Yeah, I was angry.
And then what?
I can't even remember what happened after that. Well, I mean, thank God traffic started moving, and he wasn't a violent person.
What was the person doing?
I can't even remember.
You're an actual road rager.
I was an actual road rager, and so in today's video, I want to talk. I actually coach a lot of people on road rage, which is cool. But I do want to, like, at the end of this video, I'm hoping that you will have gathered some tips and tools and tricks on how to not get that way. And a lot of people, so I posted about this on my page.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, somebody that I love very much made a comment. I was saying, if you're honking and you're not about to die, then you're not honking, you're wanking. You're being a wanker. And he responded that it's healthy. He thinks it was a long answer, and I adore this person, but he said that he thinks it's a healthy way of getting your frustration out. And I have to say to that, all that sounds to me is that you're not willing to do the work. Like when somebody's like, I think it's important to be angry in those moments, and it's like, that's fine, you're allowed to have your feelings, but nobody can argue with me that road rage is not healthy. Even if you don't realize it in the moment, it affects you, it affects your body. And at the end of the day, you're not really having an impact on the person that you're road raging at. You're having more of an impact on yourself, and it's not a good one. No. It's not healthy. It's like poison. And you tense up and you get angry, and you're not teaching anybody any lessons.
No, and I feel like whenever I think about road ragers, or if I've been in a vehicle with someone who's angry like that and reacting in that way, I just feel like I'm trapped in here with you. And if I wasn't here, you'd be trapped in your car alone. Like, no one else is going to, like, learn from your reaction. No one's, like, listening to you. No one's going, oh, ooh, like, you know what I mean? You're just in a car alone, freaking out. And if you take it to the next level and you actually assault someone, then that's even worse. But I'm like, I just don't feel like it is a good way to express your feelings about something, because it's not gonna do anything. Most of the time the other driver is just gonna like turn a corner and be gone into the night or whatever, and so it doesn't seem very productive. It's not very productive. No.
And so, I mean, let's start with talking about, because to be fair, surveys have shown that BC drivers are the absolute worst in Canada, which says a lot.
I was going to actually ask you your feelings being someone from Montreal and then coming here. Did you notice a difference?
Oh, yeah. I know. So the biggest thing in Montreal, and you hear this all the time, is that, like, in Montreal, if you're going to pass somebody, you do it in the left lane. Mm-hmm. And that is a law, actually. If you go through the left lane, right? It's the left lane. Yeah. So people are going faster in the left lane, and people are going slower in the right lane. That's just the way it is. And the people that are going faster are just, sometimes they're breaking the speed limit. But hey, the people in the right lane in Montreal, they're nobody's dad or mom. They're just going, doing their thing. You can't be slow in the left lane.
It's the passing lane.
It's the passing lane. And if you're not using it as a passing lane in Montreal, you'll actually get a ticket for it. And I have to say that the biggest thing I realized moving to BC, there's an entire radio channel segment dedicated to where are the accidents today. And I thought that was such complete bullshit, because it's like, there's that many accidents that you need an entire news segment to say, here's where the accidents are. Accidents happen when people can't predict what you're going to do. If you're switching lanes from left to right, and if you're swerving to try and get through, because somebody's going too slow in one lane or you're being impatient, if there's not a system on the road, then accidents are going to happen. It felt to me, and I'm not saying accidents don't happen in Montreal, don't get me wrong. It felt like a well-oiled machine. It's like vive et laissez vivre, live and let live. If I'm feeling like speeding today, I'm not condoning speeding. But if I'm feeling like I'm going to speed today, I'm in the left lane speeding. If there's somebody in that left lane that's, nope, I'm going to speed limit. Yeah. And that's just the way, you're being a hazard.
I've seen that, definitely. I've traveled a lot between Vancouver and like East Chilliwack, Kelowna and stuff like that. And definitely there's people that use that lane inappropriate. They're not going fast enough. And, you're not supposed to pass in the right lane. Yeah. But I see, because essentially then you'll be starting to weave in and out of traffic. But I do see people start to do that. And they get really upset because they're just wanting to pass and go. And some people's vehicles can't go that fast. Sometimes people aren't comfortable to go that fast. But you gotta just move over. There's definitely a thing of people not wanting to just move over. Like, it's an ego thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. It's an ego thing. And you can remind yourself when you're on the road that you're not there to police anybody. You're not there to teach anybody any lessons. You're sharing the road, and everybody's got their own way of doing it. Yeah. And as soon as you just let that go and just let people, I'm not a speeder. I'm the same as you. I like to go nice and slow. And when I see people behind me, I move into the right lane. And the same thing goes, like, if you're driving fast in the left lane and somebody's in front of you, give them a chance to move into the right lane before you swerve around them, because you're going to cause an accident. It's like, we all have to just be a little bit more patient and mindful. And mindfulness, the definition of mindfulness to me is radical acceptance of the things you cannot change. You can't change other people. For the rest of your life, you're going to encounter people that are driving poorly. And by poorly, some people are just shitheads, yes. But some people are lost. Some people are new. Some people are confused. Some people have had a bad day. And nobody out there can tell me that you've never had a shit day where you're up in your head and all of a sudden, like, Like just the other day I was crying and I parked my car and I actually hit the back of somebody else's car when I was parking, not like hard, but and they were in their car and I was crying. I was having a day. I'm not going to lie. I'm like in there and I parked and I turned off the car and I'm crying so much that I couldn't even tell that they were, you know, that they were trying to get my attention to say, look, you're touching our car. But it was one of those things where that never happens to me, but it just happened to me that day. Because hey, guess what? I'm not a robot. I'm a human being. Yeah. We forget sometimes that we're sharing the entire city with other human beings. You don't know. Honking at somebody. My favorite is somebody like is trying to turn left when they're not supposed to turn left. And people are like, I know. And what you're going to end up doing is either like causing that person to turn because they're so panicked and they're going to like cause an accident. Just let it go.
Most likely in that scenario, I think we can all understand that person's probably either not from here, and because there's a lot of people that are from smaller towns that come to bigger cities, and then it's very confusing, especially in Vancouver. The roads are very confusing.
Yes.
So many places you can't go this way, one-way street, and it's like very stressful as someone who doesn't live here to drive here. Yeah. So that's one scenario is where they have to turn that way because they're lost, they've gone too far, they're panicking, and so they see the sign, but they still, and they're already freaked out. Yeah. So doing that is not the right thing to do. And some people, if they're shitheads and they're just wanting to do what they're not supposed to do,
let them. Well, that's okay. Yeah. And that's what I've adopted is like, before it used to be like, no, I'm here. You can't cut in. And it's like, once you let that go, it's such a nice feeling. I narrate a lot when I'm driving by myself, but I'm like,
I've been in the car with you.
I'm like, here comes somebody, and for whatever reason, right? Either it could be both things, right? Somebody just didn't fucking like zipper on time, or nobody, like they're being an asshole, or they're late, or whatever, or they're genuinely just wanting to merge. And at the end of the day, it's like, if you just make it what you want it to be.
Where's the kitty?
This cat. Let's talk about this cat for a moment. She's got road rage. She's got string rage, because if you're not playing with her with this string, she gets mad.
She doesn't care what you're doing.
Right? Hey? My number one tip, because I'm going to give you some tips. My number one tip to not experience. And by the way, it's for you, because sometimes I just want to be mad on the road. If you want to have road rage, have road rage. But I'm guaranteeing you that you come home to your family at the end of that, or you come home to your apartment, you come home to your pets, you come home to yourself. You're not going to be the same person that you would. You're not going to be experiencing the same amount of joy than if you had just let it go in the moment. Mm-hmm. And if you're not looking to experience joy, then shut this off. That's fine. You know?
I've seen, so we were talking about Kim narrating in the car too, and I've seen her because people will cut you off. People will do things to you that suck and that are out of your control. It's not only that you're watching out for other people and like trying to do the right thing, but sometimes people will do dangerous things around you. The thing is, you have to be on alert when you're driving. That's the thing. Like, if you're operating a very dangerous vehicle, and you could hurt many people or animals, so you have to be careful. But I just see, like, I've been in the car with Kim when someone's cut her off, and then she'll just be like, oh, yeah, no, you go ahead, and just, like, as you verbalize it in a funny way, it takes the edge off of it being like, oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Hey, little buddy, you want to come in? I see you. Get in here.
Come on.
Come on in here. And you know what? It doesn't mean you have to let everybody through, but I kind of view it as leading by example. And I've heard people say, no, if you do that, then they're going to continue existing that way and thinking that they can just cut people off. Or here's something to flip that on its head. Maybe you're going to be showing them that it is possible to be kind on the road, and maybe they'll do that to some. And if they don't, who cares? You'll never know the difference. But there is one thing that is true. You're never going to stop people from driving in a poor fashion out there. Yeah. For whatever reason they're doing it. But what you can control is your reaction. And if you decide to have better control over that, your life is going to be changed.
Like, try teaching people a lesson instead of doing it in aggressive ways, like hitting the brakes if someone's too close behind you, or like not letting someone in, and all these things that can like cause an accident. Teach people the lesson of kindness and of just like letting people go in. If someone's tailing you, move out of the way, pull over, like do those things. Because honestly, if if that scenario happens and you do that, most likely that driver's going to be like, oh, I'm acting crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm scaring this person in front of me. Or I shouldn't be driving. Like, they might actually have a moment of self-reflection if you choose to. Like, I just don't see it being very productive. And I've been in vehicles when drivers have done that, like, hit the brakes to be like, they're too close. And I'm like, this isn't good for anyone. Like, we're all going to get in an accident. Like, this doesn't feel like this is the right move.
Yeah. So, really, the top 3 rules that I live by for driving. Number 1, give yourself plenty of time to get to where you need to go.
Yeah.
So what that means for me is I work backwards. If I need to be somewhere at 1 p.m., let's say, I calculate how long is it going to take me to get there. I work backwards. How long is it going to... It takes me half hour to get there. Okay. That means I would need to leave here at 12:30. But do I want to give myself just half an hour? Like, if my GPS says 30 minutes, I want to leave myself 45 minutes. Why? And it's not because I have nothing fucking else to do, right? Like, nobody come out here and be like, I'm crunched for time. I'm fucking crunched for time.
Yeah.
But you can always make time to leave a little bit earlier. Worst case scenario, you arrive early. I'm telling you, fucking carry a book. It's the joy of life. You're fine. You can scroll through Instagram, whatever. So let's say 1 o'clock, you leave at 12:30, but no, you leave at 12:15. And then you have to figure out, how long is it going to take me to get ready? You don't just stop at travel time.
Yeah.
Are you naked when you're figuring this out? Are you in your underwear? Like, how long will it take you to get ready? Work backwards until you figure out exactly what time you need to be, like, how you can be making sure that you're ready to leave at 12:15.
Yeah.
That is the biggest life hack. When people tell me, like, oh, you know, I'm just late. Don't be late. It's not attractive.
And it makes your commute, however you're doing it, so much more stressful because you're worried about, and then everything becomes everyone else's problem. Your problems become everyone's problems because you're like, oh, this person in front of me won't move, and I just missed that light because this person was turning, and now this person wants to go left, and it's like, no, actually, rewind. It's actually it's all on you.
Yeah, it's your responsibility.
You're in a rush,
and it's one of those things too that if you're in a rush all the time, that's okay. It happens. But it's time to do the work to figure out how not to get into that situation. And when you're in a rush and you're being impatient on the road, all you're telling the world is that you don't have your shit together, that you have poor time management skills.
Yeah.
It's not anybody else's job to make sure that you gave yourself enough time. And I know people have said that a million times, but try the work backwards trick, because your brain will trick you into thinking, oh, it's fine, I've got tons of time. No. You need to figure out exactly what time you need to leave the house and how long it's going to take you to be ready to leave the house. Those are the things. My number 2 tip is make eye contact with people. Let people know what the fuck you're doing. I see people driving like this and they're not looking at me and I'm trying to tell them, like, go, or like, are you okay? Or like, do you know, or whatever it is, right? That's why I hate tinted windows so much, because it's like, are you a fucking celebrity or not? Like, if you're not, get the fuck out of here with your tinted windows. But if you do have tinted windows because you're afraid of theft or whatever reason, that's fine. That's you. Then you do. Get the fuck out of here with your tinted windows.
And we bought the car that way.
Roll down your window so people can see what the fuck you're doing.
Not like tinted in the front, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Some people have tinted in the front. And you're trying to communicate with them and it's like...
suspect.
And it's not only that too. It's for people that are walking. Like, look at people that are walking.
As a pedestrian, I always... I'm looking to see even when a driver's like slowing down to stop for a light or a crosswalk, I'm always looking to see if we make eye contact before I walk onto the street. And as a driver, I do the same courtesy of like, yeah, I see you. Like, and give a little nod and a little toot toot. Like, I love all the hand gesturing and stuff. And I don't like it when people, like you said, are just like staring like and have tunnel vision, because that's scary. It's like, there's so much happening around you. You should be aware of all the hazards and things around you. So it's very comforting and reassuring when you look. And yeah, if someone's actually cut you off and you look over and they're like, ooh, and then they do that and you're like, oh, okay, they're a human, they made a mistake and they feel bad. I've done that a lot of like, oops, so sorry, or like wave when someone lets me in, and like just do the bare minimum. Like, that's such a small thing to do, but it can change so many different experiences.
That's right. I agree with you.
I like that rule a lot.
And number 3 for me is make the thing that you didn't want to happen the thing that you would like to happen. And so want to let people in, want to be patient with people, want to let somebody cross, want to somebody else to, like, make those things that you thought, like, no, I'm in charge and I gotta, like,
try and control,
like, let it go, like, let it go. And it's so nice to let it go, because those are the things that we don't realize have such an impact on our mood, on our health. If you and I know people that are chronically getting mad behind the wheel and swearing and yelling. It's not cute. It's not a cute look. And it's not healthy.
No.
Like, I'm at that age now where I'm realizing that all of my emotions and everything that I allow to affect my heart actually affect my body.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you're out there and you're younger and you're watching this, it's like when I was younger, you could have told me this and I would have been like, whatever, dude. But like, take care of the body that you have now, because later on, it's going to thank you. It's so important to be mindful and to just breathe and to realize that you're sharing the road with human beings.
Yeah.
Other humans that are going to make mistakes. One of them's going to have a bad day. One of them will not have given themselves enough time to leave. They'll be in a rush. Maybe there's an emergency. Whatever it is, open up your heart, and instead of looking at it with a pessimistic point of view, try and look at it from an optimistic point of view and from a loving and kind perspective. That's my so number one was what? Give yourself enough time
Yes.
to leave and work backwards. Do all the steps backwards. Number two, make eye contact with people. Make sure they know what you're doing. You know what they're doing. Hey, and also it creates a human connection. And I don't want to sound like a dork here, but like it's actually pretty nice.
It's nice
to connect with people throughout the day.
Nice. Give it a little smile, even.
Give it a little hey.
wave.
And number three is make the thing that you didn't want to happen the thing that you would like to see happen.
So turning the things that are the challenges or negative aspects of your commute into the opportunities to better yourself and be more patient, more skilled, more mindful.
Yeah.
I do want to add on to this, something that Kim mentioned to me a long time ago with driving, and that when you are in front of someone who you're considering as a terrible driver, and they're like they shouldn't be on the road, pretend that it's like your great grandmother driving, or like a young kid learning, just getting their L. Like, you don't know who it is in front of you.
Yeah. And that pro tip came a long time ago from me, because my dad was a terrible driver when he was in his older age, and it was actually really sad. It took everything for us to get his license from him, because he was very proud of being able to drive.
Yeah.
And he was an excellent driver his whole life. But eventually he had Alzheimer's, and things started to, and he was such a scary driver, and we could not convince him to let us drive.
Yeah.
Until his license was taken away, and it was actually really, really sad. But until then, it was like I was constantly apologizing to people, because he was just a different driver. He was older and he was confused, and that's what happens when you get older and confused. And until you've lived through that, it's really hard. Humans are like that. Until you have a lived experience. It's the same thing that people use their phones. Jay used to do that all the time. It would drive me crazy. Like, it's fine. It's fine, because you'll only die once.
Yeah.
You're not going to die, and you're only going to, you're not going to come back from dying and tell us all about how it was dangerous, because you're gone. So it's one of those things where, just because you've been lucky, 99.9% of the time, there is going to be that time, and it's never that important. And people didn't used to have cell phones, and they drove around and they made it happen. Yeah. And so we have to remind ourselves sometimes, you're not going to be able, and that's the problem with humans too, is that we are often unable, we're very visual people. So if we haven't seen it or experienced it, we can't really grasp it. And we have to step outside of that and be able to get there, because it'll make us such better people, better drivers, and it'll help keep us off our phones. But those were the top 3 tips.
Love it.
Love it.
All.
And also, I'm going to talk about the zipper for Jeremy.
Let's finish it off with the zipper.
With the zipper, because even if one person, most people know what the zipper is, but even if one person discovers this tonight, it'll be worthwhile. Yeah. A lot of times when you're on a road that first of all, if you're at an intersection that's merging, you have to go car. Even if you've got, you
like
do the right. Yeah, it's a zipper. It's a zipper. So if there's construction ahead and both lanes are merging, it's like you're there, this person now, it's their turn. That's the easy zipper. The complicated zipper, which I'm assuming Jeremy might get more frustrated about, and I get frustrated about, and Jay gets frustrated about, and a lot of people, is when you've got a road that is one lane, but there's a
merging lane.
There's another lane that could be considered a parking lane, or some cars are parked there. It doesn't matter how it happened. Sometimes you think, I merged early and I'm waiting, and so if anybody else has passed that point of merging and now they're ahead and they're at the front of the line, they shouldn't be allowed to merge. That is false.
Yeah.
You're actually creating a longer transit time for everybody if you don't create the zipper at the front of the line.
Oh my God, Jeremy's gonna love you because this is actually, and we're not hating on people that might not understand this because I thought it was more courteous to just slow down and wait for someone to let you in.
Yeah.
In the other line of traffic. But the reality is, like, and I used to be like one of those people that thought those were rude people that like just drove all the way to the front.
Yes.
And then went in. But that's actually makes so much sense when you think about a zipper, is you drive right up to the front and then the cars let you in. And that's the merging point.
Yes.
That is where you merge.
Yes. Do not penalize somebody because they didn't merge 10 years ago and now they got to head faster. It's not a competition.
No.
Also, side note, if you gave yourself lots of time to get to where you're going, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Here we are. So be safe out there. Zipper when you can. Make eye contact. Talk to each other. You know, it's a fucking dance out there. It can be a beautiful dance or it can be a fucking shit show. I prefer beautiful dance.
Have fun. Make some human connections. Make it meaningful. Like, just smile if you can.
Yeah.
And, you know, someone else might be bawling their eyes out in the car beside you. You don't know what's going on. And
for the love of God, if somebody lets you in, give them a little peace sign, thumbs up, hands up. Don't just drive in.
No, and if you're tinted in the back, undo the window. I always do the wave outside.
You know what I think? When people don't wave, I'm like, what a psychopath. I don't freak out, obviously. Mindfulness.
I do the Kim narration. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, no, that's fine. Like,
don't worry about me.
I'm just a super nice person. It's all good. I don't need recognition for my kindness, my good service, my good
living
deeds.
your best life over here for you.
Just went unnoticed, I guess, but that's cool. But I definitely do that. So yeah, the hand wave, the gesture, the thumbs up.
It's just nice, you know?
Such a
human
beautiful
connection.
thing. Beautiful.
Well, thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
Comment if you have road rage. We're not gonna fucking, go hard or anything, but like we'd love to chat with you. Comment below if you are like me and you are a reformed, used to be road ragey, but now you're not.
And also comment below if you were the me thinker of the zipper, not realizing that was the way it is, or if you were the Jeremy Kim zipper know-it-all that knew how to do that, because I think that's like a huge thing. I think most of the population is one or the other.
Well, to be fair, I used to think, zipper, yes, but like if somebody made their way at the front of the zipper, I was like, no, you should have zippered 10
And then if you
10
get
miles
in
ago.
before them, then you get up to that point, you're like, I'm not letting you in.
Yeah.
So it's just like a whole thing.
This is my road.
Anyway.
I made it. So comment down below and subscribe.
Yes.
If you enjoyed this.
Hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when our next video comes out. Generally, they come out on Tuesdays. Yes.
Thanks for watching. We love you.
Bye.
That was good. That's what I say every time. That was good.